If I traded it all, if I gave it all away.
All right, so welcome back. And we are talking about the Photon Genius. It is a genius. It's amazing of what it does. Let's talk about how it helps with sleep problems, sleep disorders, or just any kind of sleep. What?
Well, you know, in our modern lifestyle, Carol, it's just kind of hard to go to sleep, get in bed at all. And then when you do, if you're not sleeping or not sleeping well, you're missing a big link to good health and a longer life and longevity. You know, sleep is to the brain, the mind, what food and water is to the body. You just can't do without them. And, you know, 1 in 3 women use some kind of sleep medication several times a week. Over 2 million children suffer from sleep disorders. 30 to 40% of children don't sleep enough, period. And the use of sleeping pills among children and very young adults rose 85% in the last 4 years. It's a serious deal. By the way, if you're not laying down horizontal and sleep a minimum of 5 hours, your adrenal glands don't make adrenaline. So you not
How
only
many people don't lay down horizontally when they sleep?
Well, that's a big mistake, and you've got to be there for a minimum of 5 hours for your adrenal glands to make adrenaline, to make up for the work that they did the day before and be ready for the next day. That's why gradually we degenerate. That's why we live shorter now rather than longer. We rest shorter than we have ever done. If you use the Photon Genius, it charges and balances all the energies of all the cells, all the chakras, all the meridians of the body. It reflows nerve paths. It's the biggest tool to revitalize the brain in history. And one of the keys to doing it is it completely disinfects every capillary of your blood. It's the #1 power tool to eliminate, prevent, and get over heart disease. There's been a whole book written about how energy infrared disinfects your blood and gets rid of plaque in the blood and minimizes heart disease.
Let me give out the phone number. They have locations throughout the valley that you can go to. The phone number toll-free is 877-777-4788. You can also check out their website, which is let me get it out.
Edskilling.com,
Yeah.
EDSKILLING, and we've got another website called Photon Genius, PHOTONGENIUS.com. And there's a lot of videos of patients, people with all kinds of disorders, doctors, medical doctors, alternative, naturopaths, health practitioners that have put videos on their websites about what it's done for their clients and how it's changed their practice.
Absolutely. Go on the websites. There's 2 of them. You can either go to Photon Genius, that's PHOTON Genius.com, or you can go actually to the edskilling.com website. And again, that phone number to call is area code 877-777-4788. You can also call here if you want to talk a little bit about it, 602-277-5369. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the trauma, the injuries, and for pain, because that's what I went in there and I wanted to try it for.
Well, one of the #1 reasons that the body struggles with pain is because of a toxic liver. The Orientals, when they named the liver, the organ, calling it the liver, it's because it's live or die. So our liver has over 600 exotic functions in the body. All your blood goes through your liver every 3 minutes, and it is one of the most toxic organs of the body because the blood gets toxic from all the insults. We're exposed to chemicals. There's 20,000 new chemicals released to the market every year. There's over 1,000 chemicals in the average grocery store that have never been tested for safety. The average human has between 7 and 8 pounds of solid contamination in their body and tissues at all times, and they take it with them to the grave. People say, well, you need to detox. No, you don't. If you detox and these detox organs are overwhelmed, guess what the body does? It stores those toxins in fat. That's what causes cellulite. That's why athletes work out 4 hours a day, 6 days a week, and they still got this ring around that they can't get out. And athletes call it that they can't get cut, they can't get ripped, they can't see their six-pack. Well, most people are lucky to have 1-pack, let alone ever see 6. And if you want to, you can do it the old-fashioned way, which is lift weights and exercise, or you can stand in this Photon Genius and burn 500 to 700 calories in 30 minutes, the equivalent of 4 hours in the gym, and it is a new power tool to make the body the best it can be.
Now, what were some of the other things that before the break that you wanted to talk about besides the sleep?
Well, digestion is one of our biggest problems because if you don't digest food properly, you don't get the nutrition that you're trying to put in your body. It's the thing that leads to all of these other complications of toxins, etc. And most people think if they don't have bad digestion, they get heartburn. There's burning in their stomach. They think there's too much acid in their stomach, and they take the opposite of what they need. They take antacids, and literally it's not extra hydrochloric acid, it's extra lactic acid from bad digestion. One of the things this does by purifying the blood and reflowing nerve paths and charging the balance of energy of all your cells, it promotes more harmonious digestion and assimilation and elimination. One of the things people notice about using the Genius is they sleep better, they start digesting better, and they start going to the bathroom better, which is a big symptom of major problems cooking in the body. The new statistics are that, literally 1 out of 2 men get cancer and 1 out of 3 men, and that's current statistics. Well, you and I are talking on the phone. You and I are both thinking it's the other one. The problem with this is there's not what we call universal distribution of these statistics. So you could be a room full of 60 people and all of you be number ones. And no one is exempt.
The last time that you were on, you were explaining about somebody who had, I'm sure it was you, that was like at their wits' end. They were told that they weren't going to live very much longer. Tell the story about that.
5 years ago, I was diagnosed with prostate and bladder cancer, urethra cancer, skin cancer. They gave me 6 months to live. I spent over $1 million in the last 5 years going to countries everywhere from China to Russia. No one has ever gone as far, done as much, experimented, been as big a guinea pig as I was. And I nearly died 12 times. The Photon Genius, when we finally got it developed 2 years ago, is the only thing that puts the brakes on. It's not the only thing that I did. I still do a lot of things, but I fortunately found out what most people need to know, and that is what doesn't work. So I'm not wasting time, money, energy, false hope. And the skilling technology's been number 1 in the world for 50 years at changing the condition, the terrain of the body, balancing the pH, eliminating toxins. The Genius eliminates toxins by not straining your detox organs because it exogenous pulls them out through your skin. It gets toxins out of your tissue that you can't get normal, healthy detox ways, like heavy metals. It's the only known way to get plastics out of your tissue, and we all have pounds of them because we were exposed to plastics, since the early 1900s.
One thing I know for sure is that metal is awful for you.
Heavy metals, cancer pathogens ride metals in the body because they're exempt from your immune system. Your immune system can't kill them. The famous quote by Ed Skilling is, the only known cure for cancer or anything else serious is your own God-given immune system. All he did is figured out how to communicate with it and power it up. He's been communicating with it for the last 52 years, and the Photon Genius is the biggest power-up tool in history.
It's pretty awesome. Everybody should go on the website and check it out. It is edskilling.com, and that's SKILLING.com. You can also go on the other website, which is photongenius.com, and that's spelled PHOTON genius.com. They have locations throughout the valley. The number to call is area code toll-free 877-777-4788. It's amazing of what it's like. I mean, is it infrared?
It is. It's the first energy infrared in history, and they've extolled the benefits of infrared for the last several decades by medical doctors and the medical profession and alternatives. Saunas have been around for hundreds, even thousands of years, but the problem is most saunas are wooden boxes, and wood absorbs infrared. Plus, there's usually 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 infrared emitters under the bench or in the walls. You don't see them.
You know what I love about it?
Yeah.
About this Photon Genius? You have control over what you want to do in it. You know,
Not only that, Carol, that's a very good point. You have not only control of the intensity, the heat that you notice, you control the micron size of the infrared waves. It's the first sauna in history. You can go from near infrared to far infrared and down the whole scale, and you can control it every time you get in it.
Mm-hmm.
So the benefits they've extolled about far infrared, which penetrates deeper, near infrared, which does a lot of things muscular and to your skin, etc. Well, you don't even have this choice when you go get in any sauna. It's just preset.
Well, what's nice too is I want to explain it that it's sort of like a half dome that is behind you that you walk in. So you're not enclosed. I think that's
No, it's not claustrophobic at all. That's a very good point. It's like a horseshoe shape, and you can stand or sit. Most people, catastrophic ill people, roll in a wheelchair, and within days to weeks, they're standing. You know, it balances the energy of the body. One of the biggest problems that we have in our body is a lack of energy. Now, we feel it once we get sick and tired enough, but guess what? We lose energy all of the time. Everything drains and strains the body and zaps it in energy. The point is that even though modern medicine is preoccupied with tissue and organs and things they see on a picture and a scan, here's the principle of physics. All matter is preceded by energy. It's laws of physics. You were energy before you got your body. You'll be energy when your body's gone. Well, it dominates the functions of all organs and systems of the body. Quantum physicists in the 1970s won Nobel Prize for proving if you can bring even a small amount of harmonic, balanced energy to the human body, you automatically, it's a key word, you automatically unleash unlimited healing potential. The reason that we're running around here trying to save ourselves at the last minute when we finally notice that we don't feel good is we're relying on chemicals and drugs and other insults that you put in the body for a body to miraculously figure out how to deal with those new problems in addition to the ones you started with. And it's overwhelming. That's why people get sick, stay sick, sick and tired, and get sick and tired of being sick and tired and die.
Well, if you're sick and tired of being sick, you ought to check out this website. It is edskilling.com, or you can go on photongenius.com or call them. They've got locations throughout the valley. It's 877-777-4788.